All over the world, numerous amounts of crimes happen in seconds. Some willingly partaking and some unknowingly. But we will never stop spreading the word until the criminals are captured.
A woman allegedly drove to a police substation to report the crime, saying she was hearing voices telling her to kill her kids. Her 9-year-old daughter and 7-year-old son appeared to have died from obvious signs of physical trauma. This according to police. Tempe police had responded to a domestic disturbance at the same apartment Friday night, but left when the situation seemed under control. At that time, the children were safe, asleep and in beds, but that investigation is still ongoing at this time.
It was very tragic what officers encountered this morning. Obviously, we're trying to support the father through this, as well as our officers that are just dealing with this horrific incident. For something this traumatic to happen to them, and what they must have gone through prior to that or during that, is something that we can't even quantify, but we have a lot of officers right now that are struggling.
This is a real touchy subject to speak on. First of all, I don't have children, okay? So let me just start by saying that. That doesn't make my life any more easier. That doesn't make my life any less complicated than other people. And I take my hat off to mothers. I'm talking about real mothers. Because it is not easy being there every day for a child. You can't put a time limit on when your child is crying. You can't put a time limit on, okay, you've been sick for 2 days, now you're going to be like, that's just like us. We can't put a time limit on anything, you know. And you have to take care of yourself and take care of that child or those children. And this is very touchy, very, very touchy to even speak on. Which we can look at this in many different ways. There are some women who, when they're angry with the father, they take it out on their children. I've seen that several times. And it's like, why are you whipping her for no reason? Like, she didn't even do nothing. You know, you just mad at him because he out cheating and doing whatever he want to do. You know, but at the end of the day, your baby is your baby. Like, that's supposed to be a bond that nobody can break. You know, and I know it's easier said than done. But like I said, this is very touchy, very touchy. I actually want to hear from some mothers down in the comment section. I just honestly pray that God give all the mothers and the single fathers, because there are single fathers in this world, the strength to continue to take care of their children and give them some type of encouragement and just give them strength and hope to know that everything will be okay, because it's not an easy job. Whether they planned the pregnancy and later divorced, or whether the pregnancy was unexpected and they didn't believe in abortions, whatever happened in the situation that the child is now here on earth, I just pray for healing in everybody's home and strength. You know, so now you have to work 10 times harder to take care of your children. And there's so much stuff that people deal with on a job and they don't even want to be there, you know, but they have to because they have children to provide for. So, like I said, very touchy subject. It doesn't make it right for her killing these kids, but I'm noticing that now this is very common for people to kill their children. Like it's a common thing, just like all the other murders or whatever. It's very common. Like if you hear about it, you're not surprised because it happens in this day and time, the last days that we're living in. So and it's sad. And they also said she had another case. They tried to look it up or whatever, but the court had already sealed it, so they couldn't see what it was. But they think that it was a mental case. So anybody who feel like they can't do it no more, they need a break from their kids, life is getting to them or whatever, go get you some help. See if you got a close family member that can take your kids for a while. If not, figure something out. Because it's not worth it. It's not worth it, because now you behind bars forever. And those two precious children are completely gone. But I just pray for strength, because it's not an easy job. And with them trying to take away our abortion law, like, are y'all crazy? You know, it's better to do it while it's early than have it and then do it later on in life, because at the end of the day, at least you won't be behind bars for it, you know, or doing it because you're taking your anger out on the kids or whatever. It's not meant for everybody to have children, and some people desire to have children and they get them and like, okay, this is not what I thought it was going to be. And it's more than just collecting welfare money, because I know a lot of the girls do it for the checks. They keep pushing them out, this check, that check, you know, so that's the unfair part. The kids don't even see the money. You can't even see the money on the kid's body. And when I say that, it doesn't have to be designer, but the child just looks not taken care of. And I just genuinely pray for strength in everyone's home. So let's get the comments section cracking, and let's see what everybody thinks. I want to hear from the mothers, I want to hear from the single fathers, and I also want to hear from the fathers who leave their home and actually have a family and work every day to provide for the mother and the children.
As we continue to pray for the healing of this nation and let God rule and reign, we won't stop fighting, because most of all, we want justice.